blurry. All of y'all at an international world word technical. When it comes to cell phone media, the world has wars about cell phone media technical. The world have wars about fashion photo errors. The world have wars about computerized errors. I'm married to my husband, who's a computerized technician. And there's now a lot of errors happening internationally. The fashion should be there, while the fashion are still there. And so much technical error wars. Countries get it right to then acknowledge communications right. Parliamentary leaders specifically. Communications like a daily communication, like today is Sunday. Churches are acknowledged in a certain acknowledgement level. That I attend to today, Pastor Paul the Youngden's Life Church. They are acknowledged in a computerized communication. Not acknowledged in both China, Japan, North Korea, South Korea, Vietnam. According to the acknowledgement in how I arrived in New Zealand, they are at a fashion season where they are in the reception area are specifically camerizing fashion in its communication. The pastor's son said today, I was now to last Sunday for church after COVID-19 season, and he said that his father was now almost, and according to me, could be a logical journey. Before I arrived in South Africa 2020, while it was COVID-19, and I remember the pastors were deceased because of cancer, and it was a pastor in America church, and then the pastor then was there, and he was still ministering, and there was nothing wrong. And while I was in South Africa, then the pastor was deceased, and now Pastor Paul, the young pastor, finding himself in the same discussion internationally. Challenging, and I say the same because we are in a perfect season, and because we are in a season of acknowledgement. While we are all the time acknowledging, we are working on sensitive computerized communication. We could be studying the subject communications in human resources. And while the communication are sensitive, then certain errors are certainly gonna be a disturbance. Gonna cause humanity to have disagreement. And only this will be a specifically request. The people working managing cell phone media, the video that are camerizing, that are normal camera in that the computerized teams that holds the information resources in the subject communications. The information hold not solely the computerized program that are being technically managed by Pastor Paul the Young. All the information holder are cell phone media office leaders. They hold them the video. All that they can do in people's song that are the time are changing. The time are changing. When it comes to parliamentary office, when it comes to television. They can sometimes put their communication on the 2022 you, and we are standing in the year 2022. Communication effect causes agreements like how Pastor Paul the Young now felt unwell. Time-changing communications are being held specifically by governmental office. That we can really study that out of subject communications. God's glory. Therefore, can we get all teams to be in one discussion? How the time-changing communication in countries should be in all economic minutes in a way that are non-disturbant, that are non-aggressive people, plus then therefore the international acknowledgement. And all that we have learned and the computerized communications office that are television all by its glory. That are legislation in all its glory. That when right in all its glory. That are how we communicate being human beings. Then therefore can the communication of us be an acknowledgement specifically just like Pastor Paul the Youngster. There's not technical errors that I find that are happening in church. Because people in church feel free and fine with how they appear, how they arrive at church, how their hair can sometimes change while they arrive at church. At Easter season, the hair are gonna often change. But only the time changing communication, I find myself sensitively that the time communication that I acknowledge in parliamentary office can be right in Pastor Paul the Young themselves that are Life Church New Zealand. And myself in the Christian season myself, I can kindly acknowledge that disagreements, the time-changing communication disagreement, causes people to be sometimes endangered. Only because of that, governmental leaders can we kindly get that communication right. And that's what I want to say at this point in time. I'm currently working on my love CD, and but for now, let's try and prevent disagreements. We are all fashioning the complete universe of fashion. We don't feel disturbed with how we industry. You get certain parts of our journeys once arrived. It's highly acknowledged. Now, when the policing communication in all those countries acknowledge your fashion communication, and then kindly say, like how we are walking human beings. The computer communication, it works with you like how we work this, and then therefore in all sensitivity, let us disturb software programs like media unnecessarily. That's all me, Queen Rubia, then want to say at this point in time. Other than that, all of you have a great, great Sunday.